Streaming. Ah! Oh, is that sound? Is that sound? I didn't even do anything. Long time no see. Oh, it's been so long. Now we're in the whole new world over here. You got no audio? Has everyone got no audio? We back? We audioing yet? Da da da. Da 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 da. Sound is back. Oh, Daryl Barham Punzi. Z. Yo. Oh man, it's been. Yeah, it might be a little dicey because we're on Starlink out here, but yeah, it's been a long time, and we've been through a lot of stuff. I was making a little update video today on what's been going on, and yeah, oh yeah. How is everybody? How are we? YouTube is not receiving enough data. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, yo. Oh, Pinos. We back. Yeah, we're trying. We got little. We're holding a little bit of. That's good. Overworked, yes. Man, I wish I could show you a little outside, but yeah, we're dropping a few frames, but we're holding it together. I think. F5. I see. Got the same old playlist. Never fear. But yeah, we've been going through some stuff. We obviously moved country, reset up everything. Yes, oi, Ishmael. Oh no, I'm like looking at the stream. I'm like, I hope it doesn't stutter too much because this is going to stay on YouTube, I wonder. But yeah, I went through some big flip-flops with daisy trains. It was like, what are we doing today? Odin instead of good old C++? Yeah, well, so I went through all this stuff where I was like, finally we moved and everything was chaotic for ages, and then finally and I was just looking at daisy trains. And I was just like, dude. I was just like looking at all this stuff. I was just looking at so much stuff going, man, where do you even begin? I moved back to New Zealand. So we're back in New Zealand, but this time we're out in the countryside. So we're in pretty much next to a forest. We're like in the middle of nowhere. Do I have any imagery of this? Oh, this is some footage actually. I was just making a little update video. Oh, these are the trees. It's not a very good shot of it, but oh yeah, these little cabins. There you go, little cabins in the. I'm sitting like there, in there. That's what's up. Yep. Oh yeah. I'm wearing a lapel mic because I was filming. Whoops. Yeah. So anyways, I had like 6-8 weeks off working on daisy trains, and when I got back into it, I was just like, dude, I don't even know what's going on in this project. Plus we're doing all this, family stuff, and I was just like, man, I don't know if I can do it. But then yeah, so I took a little break and I did a little Godot programming, a little Godot prototyping, just messing around, just getting the brick guys, because you got to get you can't just go straight into like low level stuff. You got to kind of like get back in there. And then I was, this project still works. I don't think I broke it. Oh yeah, I was doing some things like resolution, proper resolution switching, and window borderless and all this kind of thing, and it was, whoa, yeah. Thanks. They're my fiance's, and I stole them. So yeah, anyway, I was getting back into it, and I was kind of like struggling a bit. And then, come on, man. Don't be like that about Odin. So yeah, as something to like get back in there, I was like, maybe I'll just like do a bit of a core rewrite of the whole project in Odin. Maybe. I just thought I'd do something to like, I don't know, a bit of a refresher. Like write the whole project again. Yeah. Well, what did I do? I moved something. But actually, a lot of the stuff that's like, you know, like the core stuff, Alex, you can... Hey, Jesse. I mean, things like the core clock in the Daisy Trains project was just like broken. I was just struggling with a lot of things, and I was like, restart project from scratch 3 times. Exactly. So where have I got to anyway? I've just been doing this for a few days, and I've got a renderer that does, I got the debug drawing. I got the core clock is like way better now. There's like VSync. I don't know if you can see up there. Where's the little zoomer? Yeah, there's like VSync. There's also frame targeting is proper now. So if you set it to 10 frames, it'll play back 10 frames. Whoa, this looks crazy. And all the way up, and it calculates a proper frame time now, and it sleeps for the right amount of time, and it updates the delta the correct amount, and then if you set it at 0, it just goes as fast as it can. Odin, throwing away GLFW and going with native. Yeah, see, I'm not quite there yet, but I am like, I rewrote the GLTF loader yesterday. It was actually a pain because Odin comes bundled with CGLTF, which is like kind of cool, but just dealing with like the weird Odin, like what is a void pointer? Like all these U8 multi-pointer slices and weird casts and stuff. But I think I can load and draw models. in fact I've got them in here. Odin is just like, I don't know. There's pine trees. I don't know if you can see them, but there's pine trees. Basically, I thought write their own languages without LLVM. Yeah, just write the machine code directly. Why are we messing around? There are so many, like after spending a bit of time in C++, you're like a C++ hardcore, Alex. Here's some like, I don't know, see if I can find some cool things. First cool thing is that this is like one of the first things I ever wrote, and I didn't really even realize this. This res count, enum, you make an enum and you put a count at the end, so you can make a struct of size count, right? You can just like write resolution tag in there, and it'll make you an enum of the size of that, or will it not? Now gives me enum array literals must only have field equals value elements, bare elements are not allowed. So does it, what is this? Res 1280 by 720 equals. Is that correct? It really doesn't like that. Okay, it's so easy to do. Unnamed. Come on, man, don't make me do it like this. Okay, I'm trying to talk up how good the language is. Oh yeah, it's like that. All right. Well, this is not a good example, but it does. You don't even need the tag. Like, you don't need the spec anymore. In fact, you don't need half of this stuff. The other thing is you can print enums. So you don't even need, this was like me wanting to print it. In fact, you don't even need any of this stuff. Do current resolution, which is a resolution tag. And then it's going to break all the code. Is it going to build? Something's going to crash. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, I don't even have a selector anyway. That's pretty cool. Having things in or out of order is really nice. And having like one file per thing. You can make, Carl Zielinski's made a hot reload thing. Recording error, too many tracks recording. Am I not recording? I'm doing too many tracks recording. One track, record. Carl Zielinski has a hot reload template for Odin and Raylib, I think. Odin hot reload. I haven't done it. I'm not really a Carl Zielinski. I don't know how to spell his name. This is like the hot reload thing. That's Odin and Raylib with hot reloading. Okay, so this will lead me into another cool thing, which is like building. Build.bat. Odin build dot with the flags. That's it. You set the flags, you can pass in release, and it will do a speed one or debug one. And then I copy it into this main folder and you can just run it. Boom. I like that because that, you know what, honestly, share how many lines of Odin you're at and how long it takes to compile them. So what is the build? It's not much. In fact, it's slower in here than I found doing it by the terminal. I think. CC drive backslash daisy trans backslash Odin backslash DT Odin. Build. So that took 470 milliseconds, but it's not a lot of code. It's like the biggest, it's this many files. It's small. Models is probably the longest file. Not much over like, yeah. It's not a lot. It's like a real basic renderer and stuff. Count enums. Blah blah blah. Use count enums. Enumerize array. Moving code. One, my favorite activity. So you made a VS extension that counts the line of code in real time. I've got a VS Code extension somewhere. What am I in, like Zen mode or something? No. What happened to my window bar? I got rid of my own window bar. I don't even know where it's gone. Oh yeah, it's there. There was a thing in here. Was it in here? Count lines in directory. It's only like 3,000. 2,800. It's not much code. Okay, other cool things. I think I see them all the time, and then I'm like, what's another cool thing? Yeah, having one file, having H files and dependency management is actually the suckiest thing. I hate it so much. The build system's awesome. If a thing's in a folder and you give it the package name, then everything in the package knows about everything in the package. And that's like a lot of fun. For just like, I'm just going to make a thing. I'll just add a thing, add the clock, call the clock. There's no namespaces and stuff, so you just like clock update, clock set target. It's kind of like how you design in C. What are some other cool things? Oh, it's got like a whole time thing. So you can do a duration, and you can do like time.now. It's how you get time. Time.diff is just the difference in time between the last time and the next time. I wrote like this real basic profiler thing. There's no constructors or anything. So you just set time.now and time.diff. This thing is probably like my favorite thing of all time though. This %v. I don't know why these things are so exciting. So in the log console, this source mod load time. So say this, right? Source mod time on load. This is me checking a timestamp of a file. And you put %v and it just formats it however it needs. You can do %v with a struct. Look at that. Image, source, where's the data, it'll print the struct. Man, the printing of the struct, that's pretty good. So the %v is just like an auto format of, whoa. %v and there's %#v. %#v will, like, if it's multi-lined, it'll split it. And then there's this one, which is like, puts it out one after the other, kind of like Python. So that's pretty cool. And this logger, there's a logger like, why not Jai? Same syntax but more features. Jai is not public. Yeah, I know. I think Jai is like even more hardcore. Like it's also not finished. Yeah, you can ask. I mean, maybe. Yeah, log, pass in a string, pass in these args, and then you can have you can also have like defaulted. You can put defaulted parameters anywhere, which is kind of cool. You can't really. I don't know if you can do this in C. So yeah, it's got this time, minutes, hours, seconds, ling. Where's my console exception? Why have I got so many exceptions? So the logger will log the time, the info, and the bloody blah. Image load from asset. Personal impression is that Odin is new as well. Yeah, it is. It is. I think it's just like, I mean, they made Embergen with it and Liquidgen with it. Those are pretty impressive softwares. Yeah, you're probably in too deep to change right now. IamGUI, I had to bring in some IamGUI library. It comes with lots of cool libraries. I mean, lots of core libraries. It also comes with lots of vendor stuff if you need it. You can, where's something with a union? Data. Okay, yeah. So this is something that was in the C++ version. It's IamGUI. So in the C++ debug drawer, also things like that. Like it doesn't know where the files are in my own project. And it's in a different file. So say I want to draw a debug cube. I create a debug cube and then I do this add to draw. And this goes through and like based on you have to manage you have to manage a type. So you need an enum inside every struct if you want to like tag it. Whereas in Odin, the union knows about what type it is. The tagged unions. So you can just kind of go debug cube. It creates a cube, same thing. We get a draw command and then we set the data to the cube. And then you do a switch statement on the union itself. And you can just say case, if it is a debug cube, then do draw debug cube or do wire cube based on what it is. So that's pretty cool. Comes with micro UI. Talk about IAM GUI integration. Yeah, what did I have to do? I had to download. This is the only external thing that didn't come bundled with Odin. This IAM GUI folder, and it's IAM GUI. So, where's the actual Odin? IAM GUI.Odin. Yeah, so they. Cool people make like wrappers, you know. What do you call them? Bindings. So on the editor side, you import IAM GUI. It's the same, exactly the same thing as C++. There's always like some weird little things, like maybe you send a slightly different parameter to something. This thing here, like window flags, you can just go get the enum. You don't have to write out the enum thing. I think you can do that directly in the thing. You prefix, so you load the package in and you prefix it with like IAM, so you don't have to write IAM GUI everywhere. And then it just kind of works exactly the same way. There's a little bit of IntelliSense. The IntelliSense is pretty good. Okay, so there's two things. There's IntelliJ IDEA, which has this is the paid editor that comes, it has an Odin plugin, which knows, it does a pretty good job, but it's a really slow editor. Like, I don't know, I was using it for a while and it was like running at like 30 frames a second. Also, when you build, it doesn't build the exe for some reason. I don't know. So I just got the VS Code, the Odin language server. The other thing that's cool, RAD debugger. You get the RAD debugger. Have you used RAD debugger? This thing is awesome. Oh, here's another cool thing. Another cool thing about Odin. So you can just launch yeah, this is like the world's fastest flipping thing. Unless did I break it? Dun 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 dun. Can you go like that? Can I get into that? Can I do this? Draw model basic. Can I drop a breakpoint there? Yeah, it gives you the assembly, which I don't know what it is. Also, like, it just steps. The Odin code itself. Most of the Odin libraries you can just step into, and they're quite easy to read. Odin has a language server. Yeah, Odin has a language server. It's pretty good, except when it's not. Oh yeah, that's another cool thing. Right, so one thing that's cool about C++ is you can make your standard vector of something, and when it goes out of scope, the destructor will clean it up. I didn't even know that when I first started. I was just like, everything's magic in C++. But if you make some dynamic array and you dynamic of I32s, I don't think this will cause any problems. So at the end, why is this memory location throws? I don't know what those are. Let's go into debug mode. If I was to sort of for I in, the for loops are nice as well, I in 20, append to some dynamic array I. Sorry, I. Obviously, I'm a master of this language. Do I need to cast this to a I32? Okay, if I append 20 elements and then I quit, it'll say down here, one allocation's not freed at line 36.9, 96 bytes, which is probably 20 I32s. So it says where the allocation was. And then if I delete the some dynamic array, it won't get that warning anymore. So that's basically this in the, I think in the beginning, just in the application, what do I call it, daisy chains? You set up this tracking allocator, and any allocations through the context allocator will be tracked, and if you don't free them, it will warn you at the end, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, I mainly debug in. You can debug in here. You can debug with the MSVC debugger. Beep bop boop. So it will give you connected monitors. It will give you the debug information in here. Just sometimes you want to go a little deeper. Video mode, yeah. So you'll get all your debug information in VS Code. I did do watch some videos on Zig, and I think I downloaded it and tried to play with it. I don't know, there's something, I feel like Odin sits in a spot where it's kind of operates how it's very no frillsy. The other thing that's cool is, say in Genie run, at the end of the frame, you free the temp allocator, right? I free the context temp allocator. And then anywhere in the frame that I just want to allocate something just for the frame, where do I do it? In assets, I allocate some file information. When I clone this string, when I draw some debug window and I need to clone a string. So everything in that temp allocator will get freed at the end of the frame, which is kind of cool. But there's also arenas built in and stuff like that, so you can allocate through arenas, and it was all very nice. Yeah, one thing that was a little tricky was doing a lot of wrangling, because it interacts with a lot of C libraries like CGLTF, OpenGL, obviously, GLFW. Sometimes, and on the image loader, images, it's kind of we've got the load. I got image load from source, so you pass in a string. It's the exact same one as C++ using STBI. You get the data, and you're like, the data, STBI loads this thing, which is like a void pointer, I think. It's just a pointer to some bytes. And we don't know how long it is. But in here, it's going to allocate something. It's going to do this, and I think this is going to call into the C library and do it. But the same with this, the way you do it in C is you, at the end, you pass it STBI free image, and it will free the data. And I don't know if there's any difference between just freeing the data or not. This is load from assets. So I was messing around with like one of the big problems with the original daisy trains was the lack of like assets as a concept. Everything was just loaded in directly. So I was like, maybe I'll try build some binary asset stuff. So I was like, okay, how does all this work with like binary writing and reading and stuff? So this binary writer just, it's got generics as well. So you can chuck in a type ID and some data. Data. It's got this raw pointer thing. Raw pointer is a pointer to an arbitrary type. It is equivalent to void pointer in C. So that's what void pointer in C is. Raw pointer. I don't know what a multi-pointer really is. It's a bit confusing. So you got the same things like size of, and then you write, OS write, you got to make a slice from the pointer of the size. So this returns a byte slice. So I'm not entirely sure what's the difference between a byte slice and a byte array. A slice, okay, so I was reading the book yesterday, and a slice is like a view into an array. It's just like a pointer to the data and the length. That's all. It doesn't do any allocations. And then, yeah, it gives you back the amount of bytes written, so you can like push the offset of the thing. So anyway, I know this is like hard to kind of talk about, but you got an asset header which just has some, hex number, the magic number, and then some asset type. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, this could be an asset type. Yeah, and then a type, and then the time of which the original source file was modified. And then a texture 2D asset, which stores some information. But I think I managed to load. I've got some little draw thing here. Do I still load the texture? Some test texture. Yeah, that's kind of stuff that's like, the idea of that. Oh yeah, so I got this texture over here, right? It's just this little file. And when I look at the log, it's like, I'm doing all this dumb logging. Found asset at assets test image dot genie asset. Image data loaded from assets. So it actually went in there and pulled the binary data of the texture. But say we get this and get a different color, and and save it. So it should work. Yeah, so it updates the image and it sort of says, oh, the source mod time on load was this time. The asset mod time was this. So, okay, load it from the source file. And then it recreates a new asset. So next time it'll load from asset, right? Also, the different image load from asset in 3 milliseconds. And I think the STBI image load is slower. Image load 26 milliseconds. So you're having, but sometimes I get this crash. There's some issue in freeing of this image. This image is unable to read memory. So why, if image equals nil, is the image not nil? Oh, here's another thing. I just learned about this yesterday. Like, how can you check? Can you do like that? So you in C++, you're always like passing references or passing pointers, because if you pass something large, it'll just copy it. And you're like, I don't maybe want to do a copy. But in Odin, anything above 16 bytes or something is passed as an immutable reference. I mean, I don't know whether this is going to cause a crash. There's a few rules about like getting things from maps. They're immutable unless you take them as a pointer. This is the thing that's causing problems. Sometimes the memory is not freed quickly. Oh, well, that seemed to work. Yeah, so anyway, like when we did the game jam, when we packaged up the game, it was just like full of all the models, the sound files and everything. And I was like, everything should be in, I go ship, res, yeah, in the models. It was just all the GLB files. You just open them in Blender and do whatever you want with them. So it's like, there needs to be this asset packing. And I don't know, this is like something like, this is the kind of thing you spend days and days writing an asset packer. And you're just like, man, just use a game engine. What are we doing, man? We're struggling with bytes and bits and stuff. But I guess it is like part of, what do you do, Alex? Are you still there? Do you have a asset system? Or are you just loading things in? Is like for the asset thing, if I was to like make a new asset, like a model asset. Don't you love that? I just did that. I put it wherever I wanted. What do I even need to save? It's quite a lot of data to save, right? You need the name. You need the mesh data. You don't need this. You need the bounding box. Render object IDs aren't a thing yet. Embed in exe, job done. How? How does that work? We need to save the mesh. We need a material asset saver. There's also like, you can add metadata to, is that it? How do you do it? Is it in backticks? No, what is the thing? Oh, like that? No. I spend all day actually on the Odin thing. Odin, I've even got it like hot loaded. What are they even called? I think it's like structs. Struct types. Where is the thing? Down here somewhere. Bit sets, pointers, structs. Struct field tags. Oh, it's regular. And then like that. Oh yeah. So you can put something in there with the thing on the struct and use it for something. Yeah. So to save a model, you'd need to save a mesh. You'd need to save a mesh vertex. Material, which might have a bunch of things in it. You probably, because you kind of need to like, you can write just the I think I'm just writing the struct out, right? Asset is current asset, load texture. Yeah, you just write some kind of thing. Where do we load test asset, create test asset? I gotta create texture asset. So create the header, and then we create the texture asset. Then we write the data of the asset header, write the data of the texture asset, and then we need to write the actual pixel data. So to do a material, you'd do like some material asset, which could hold all this stuff. And then 4 textures if they have them. How do you load out? How do you load that? You need to have a bunch of like booleans stored in there to like figure out material asset name. Do we need the name? String. Was that going to be like that's not going to really know what it is, right? Because a string is yo dude, struggle is back, going backwards in time. Hey, Funk Games afternoon boss. Is it a lovely day in Auckland? Because it's a cracker out here, mate. Andy, almost message retracted. Afternoon boss. You could write a C string maybe. Yeah, dude, I almost converted. I got back to New Zealand and like lost the plot a little bit, and then was like, man, I'm just gonna make a game with a game engine and just ship it, man. Just ship it. And now I'm back. I'll rewrite the whole thing in another language. We don't need shader ID, albedo factor. Well, is this just assuming that we know? Do we? Yeah, I started making a little 2D thingy. I was like, woohoo! ooh, this is this like scripting language. Ooh, I was just like, yeah. And then I was like, oh, no. Daisy Train's too epic. Oh, another cool thing you can do, debug draw. You can do this. So if you create a struct, you can use the name of the field, the name of the member or whatever, in any order. And then you can pass in things with the same name. It just knows that that's that one, and this is the one inside the struct, right? Andy, it's going to take 10 million years, sir. How's stuff going with your one? So what do we need to store here? Do we need to store like a 10 million years? This is not bad. This is now good. Final demo prep releases next Wednesday. Dude, I hope you sell 100,000 copies and then you can sponsor me. So this is a texture asset. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm just sort of noodling away. Sometimes you just got to do a thing and then realize what it is you're trying to do. Could you do like this? Has albedo, has normal, has metallic, rough, has color mask. This is going to be like, one thing that's tricky with these binary assets is like managing the offsets. I'm not super good at it. Daisy Train's rewrite in Odin, let's go. Yes, it's just a small 20,000 lines of code that we also have to figure out how the language works. But other than that, it should be pretty straightforward. Do I have a thing called asset load texture? Yes, I do. Create texture asset. This should probably be called asset create texture. Nice and straightforward. So we're gonna have an asset create material. And we need the material. So this is one of the things where I send a pointer to the texture because I'm like, don't send the actual texture. But because Odin is Odin, I think that doesn't matter. Oh yeah, let's just see what's going on. Are we doing anything? No, we don't. Oh yeah, that's the other thing about my silly build system is that it's it just runs the latest exe file. Oh yeah, these have controls as well, so we can be beep beep. Yes. Quite a fun little thing. Paint integrates C++. Yeah, correct. It is, someone has to write the bindings or something, or you have to get them, you have to generate them. I don't know how all that works. Actually, that's a good point. What other C++ libraries was I using in Daisy Trains? Vendor, fast noise, that should be fine. Glad GLFW, GLM you don't need because it's got its own linear algebra. I'm GUI, got that working. Mini audio comes bundled. JSON comes bundled. STB comes bundled. Tiny GLTF comes bundled. We're done. We don't need any more libraries. Yeah, that's sin. It's a sin to win that. Actually, like, it is a little thing. I think I got the spatial phase thing off AI. I was trying to make some waves. Color amplitude, whatever. Oh yeah, this is me drawing some debug trees. Comes with remap built in, hey? Oh yeah, I'm not culling any faces. Dude, I was just testing that to see if it would make it slower. Oh, it's not actually going to build. Assets.odin. What was the thing? Create. Oh, come on. Okay, so we were doing this. We were going to create a material. So how do we create? I'm just going to bring this down so I can read my old work and be like, how would you create a material asset? You do this. You get the source time equals the time dot time. And then the source stat. This is kind of cool. Okay, so this image source path thing was me being like, material doesn't need a name. Perhaps it needs a source path string, and we need to set that when we load the material. Load material. Mat name equals name. Oh, we don't know what it is. Okay, so mesh dot material dot source path equals source. Oh, I'm so deep inside things that I don't know where I am. That's annoying. Well, I guess in here I can say mesh dot material dot source path equals source path. All right, I do have it. All good things. Material dot source path context temp allocator. So source stat, OS stat returns this. So you can come in here and just be like, what does it give me? It gives me file info. File info has the full path, the name, creation time, modification time, etc. So you can say, yep, nice. And you can say if there's an error, everything. Oh yeah, multiple return types is also a cool thing. Yeah, it can integrate well with C, but the C++ stuff, I don't know. File exists, it should really. Okay. So we write the header again. So this is probably all stuff that could be repeatable. Enum, this is an asset type, and we can have material as another one. Switch, and see here the switch is a problem because I don't have all the things, but you can put a partial switch. Nice. Partial switch. Dun. Yeah, no semicolon, but it does have brackets. I mean, this is the actual this is the language convention, is to put bracket on the same line, but I can't quite do that yet. Because you do this thing like if error, you go get a thing error equals that, and then you go else, and you're supposed to do, you could say log error fact, you just go like this, %v, and send in the error. It's also like this if okay thing, images. So I've got this image load from source, which returns an image and a bool. And at any point you can return image false, return image true. And so when you load the image, or you do your thing, you say image okay, image okay equals asset load. And then you can say if okay, then carry on. And in fact, you can kind of inline them somehow, but I'm not 100% sure exactly how. What was I doing? Trying to create a material asset. Oh yeah, okay. So this is of type material. So this is all like repeated code. So this requires me to create, I think I want to do like create the like optional. Is optional, oh right. Yeah. I don't even know what optional is. The other thing that always trips me up is you say material asset, and then you set the type material asset equals, and the material asset has all this stuff. So I'll just grab all these. What am I even doing? Okay. Oh, dude. Equals. Okay, so the name equals the material name. And that's going to, what is the name? Name is a C string, name is a string. That's one thing that it struggles a bit with, like creating a C string allocates there. Albedo factor is material. Albedo factor, dude. Material. It's one thing with like binary stuff is how do you check your work, you know? Equals material dot albedo map equals does not equal nil, because this should be a pointer to a texture, and if it equals nil, if it does not equal nil, then it is true. It has albedo. Is this good stuff? I don't know if this is good stuff, but it's something. I put the same thing in twice. Just write code and format it hard out and then realize you have to rewrite it. Oh, I don't really want to create a texture asset because this will create the texture asset, won't it? You got to embed the texture asset. Maybe these need to be separated. Because this, well, it should be embedded within the thing, shouldn't it? This is where it gets a little tricky. Do we want to embed it? And if so, we want to kind of right up to like here. We want this stuff. And we want, yeah, we just want like this stuff. Maybe we just copy it because, you know. We could just make an empty one for now. In fact, we don't even need to because 0 is initialized. Oh, yeah. So this is like, okay, so if material asset dot has albedo, then we need to just like do this over and over again for each one. We say, what did it say? It's not going to like the name. So we need to say C string name equals strings dot clone to C string. And we probably don't have strings in here, do we? Core strings. Oh yeah, the other cool thing, material dot name. And we can put in the context allocator. Oh, we don't need to. We can just say defer, delete, C string name. So that'll delete it at the end of the scope. Okay, so we get material name equals C string name. C string name. Okay, texture equals material dot albedo map. That's another cool thing is no arrows, man. No arrows, just dots. Have you spent a lot of time fixing, going back and being like, oh, that should have been a pointer. Oh no, I just need to like add arrows. I just need to add a lot of arrows now. So we do this. We create the image data pointer. So at this point, at this pointer, asset maybe we need to do some offset equals 0. So maybe we get the header asset right data of type asset header, and the file is, we haven't actually created the file yet. So this is asset path. Oh yeah, this is quite nice as well. Asset path is short, this short stem material dot source path. So file short stem just gets the, in the source path it just gets the name before the extension, and then you print that into the asset path. Uses the temporary allocator. Nice, we have an asset path, and then we can go ahead and say file error equals os dot open. Oh no, we need our os create, and then the asset path, and we say if error does not equal os dot error none. We can do some log error. error creating file. We can %s, %v, %v that up, %v, man, asset path and the error. Maybe we return. Redo explanation. Okay, we'll call file error. File error. Nice. The real question is, what's the next language you're going to use to rewrite your project from Odin into? Yes, now we're talking. JavaScript. Asset write data, asset header, file, and the data is the header, and the offset is the offset. And this returns an int. In fact, you can name that int. You can call this bytes written. Can't you? What do you have to do? Oh, yeah. Oh, there's 2 bytes written. Offsets accumulated offset. So is that offset plus equals asset write data. So this is like write the header. Golang there is %v and also %+v. Yes. Yeah, I think there it does have some inspiration taken from Go. That like multi-return types and stuff. Yeah, you can, that does that in here. The %v. So you can, yeah, have I written any errors? It will write the, like this image struct, it'll write the whole struct out. If you %#v. Create the material assets, and then maybe we write maybe we don't have, I guess it doesn't matter. So we could just now write this material asset out, maybe offset plus equals asset write data. Type ID is material asset. File is file. Data is the material asset. Kind of odd to view print styles as part of the language. You can write your own print style. I know, but I didn't have to. I did that in the other one in C++. Nah, like it's just like if, is there really any point in you writing a vector3 print formatter and then having to pass it into your thing? I mean, I don't know. There's probably a better way to do it, but it's kind of nice to have. And to also have all the types and stuff. Like to have the linear algebra library in there, and it's kind of SimD and whatnot. It's like they've just kind of like been focused on what it is that people actually use in the real world. And maybe it is maybe a bit game dev centric or something. I don't know what people use in the real world. All I know is what I do. And then it's kind of got those things. I don't know enough about anything to be even commenting. But I just hate header files. That's the main thing. So we get the texture, we do the thing texture asset, and then I guess we can just offset plus equals asset write data. So we don't actually need to store these on the material. On the material, we don't need to store them. These are just albedo map offset. and these can be an int. They can be an int. Is this going to work? And Jai, I heard you can write a code style checker in the language so you can verify and make it a build error. I think, you know what I think? I think once Jai is done, I think it's going to be badass and like... I mean, this is my feeling. I don't know whether like Odin's like seems to be like, what's the minimum set of things, of helpful things that you would use? And then Jai's like, hardcore. Texture asset. But it's exciting to see. Back, forgot to say I had to run, oh, the vet. Someone or someone as in a critter? Olex, if you were like, all right, you shipped your project and you're on to the next project, would you be like, yo, C++ again? Or would you be like, maybe I'll try something different? So this actually comes after the asset header. Whoops. We want to write the asset header straight away. So this is, oh, we do need to figure that out. Okay, we do need all of this stuff in that order. My bad. Okay, so we offset equals thing, and then we offset plus equals asset write data of type. What am I even, how am I even writing it down here? Oh, we need to actually write this. Offset plus equals slice bytes from pointer. Oh no, sorry, my bad. Right at, does this return an int and an error? Offset plus equals that, right, the actual pixel data. Offset, okay. Can you do that? You can't. So you say pixel bytes, okay, is a bool. Pixel bytes, okay. That's annoying. Pixel offset bytes, okay, equals. What does this return? An int and an error. Okay, we don't do that. And then we have to increment offset plus equals pixel offset. This should be a function. We probably should check if byte's okay. And then we want to say material dot albedo, no, material asset albedo at offset equals offset. And then do that for every different one. Pointer parameter carry out compilation speed first, debugging second, hot reload third. Yeah, that's a good, whoa, this thing's coming out. I'm getting some airflow. That's a good list. I don't know if I mean, I tried to pick the hot reloading in Daisy Chains 1, and I was like, oh dude, the memory thing, I'm like, I feel like if you're building it around that concept to begin with. So this needs to be functionalized. We need to do some sort of thing called write image data, which does what? Oh, it's down here too. Write image data. What is this? This is a thing, so we need a image data pointer, which is one of these. Oops. We need a file, which is os.thing file. Oops. Derail you, but you said you dabbled in Godot. Oh yeah, I just had an idea for a game and I started just making a little thing, a little prototype. I kind of was like, as usual, I was getting deep into the data side of it, and then I was like, I broke it. Halfway through rebuilding, I was like, man, I don't like scripting languages. And then I bailed on it. It was kind of cool though. It was fun to make stuff. Offset, type int and return an int. So we can say bytes equals slice bytes from data. Let's just call this data and let's go size as a i32 data. Oh, there's a whole bytes package as well that I don't know how it was. Who has patience to deal with game engines? Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool actually. It's pretty well designed. Write at file bytes i64 offset. I guess we can just return this. Oh, it has two things. If okay, do return bytes written. Bytes written this, assign them. Oh, this is an error. I'm sure like a lot of these things that are else do if error does not equal os dot error none. Oh, if it is equal to error none, else do, what's your problem? It is on the same line. Whatever, we'll do this. Now what's your problem? Oh, we can't have a do. Sorry. Body of a do must be in the same line. Okay, else. So this is sort of the syntax actually. Else log error writing bytes from multi-pointer. So this is like write data, right? Multi-pointer, multi-data. I don't know what this is. What is a multi-pointer? I was like looking that up, like what is that? If I search for this, oh, multi-pointer. There is a thing. Man, could I not find it? Multi-pointer in Odin, a way to describe foreign C-like pointers which act like arrays. Pointers that map to multiple items. The type T is a multi-pointer to the T values. Its zero value is nil. Index, without any bounds checking. Slicing. Implicit conversions between a pointer to T and implicit conversion to raw pointer. Do not appoint. Dereferencing. And you look at this and you'd be like, what? Interacting with multi-pointers is easiest using the built-in raw data call, which can return a multi-pointer. Okay. Oh, it's also got structures of arrays. Just auto structures of arrays, which is something that I kind of understand. Return 0. Okay, so this can become write, oh, where am I? Offset plus equals thing. I'll write the actual pixel data, write multi-data. Bytes, what is it? Image data pointer. The size is image data size. File is the file and the offset is the offset. Okay, I think I know what I'm doing. Dun, 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 dun. Pixel offset. Okay, so we're doing this thing. We're replacing this with write multi-data. Offset plus equals write multi-data of the image data pointer and the image data size and the file and the offset. Okay. Okay, so that's not actually correct. We want this to be up here. Material dot texture dot albedo, what is it? Material asset. Albedo map offset equals the offset here. Beginning of the texture asset. Texture asset. So doing this, how can we make this into one thing? Asset create texture. This is like create texture asset. But this thing's still working? Do 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 do. Let's just make this one panel. Focus in. I know this is quite a boring subject, but you know, I was gonna do it anyway. May as well stream it. Assets. Embed texture, eh? Proc. Yes. So all this can probably just go into this. It's going to need the texture. It's going to need the file. It's going to need the offset. Theoretically, offsets. So offset, so this is another Odin thing, like offset is immutable because it's a parameter. But if you want to be able to change offset, you go offset equals offset. And this creates a mutable variable. And then return offset. Or you could do bytes written equals offset here, and you could do bytes written plus equals, and then you could just return, because the bytes written is already declared or whatever, you know? So this is writing this stuff in there, theoretically, and we need to say asset embed texture and send the texture and send the file and send the offset, and that's oh well, we may as well make this a pointer then. It's already a pointer, no need to be disappointed. And then we increment the offset. And then we just, that's all we need to do for all the different material textures. Has normal bop, has metallic rough, bop, has color mask, bop. Boom. I'm not sure if, is it going to be able to just write the binary data of the F32? Is it just going to write out the struct like that? So one thing we can do is just create a, well, maybe we've loaded the material. Maybe we should just try saving the material, creating the material asset. We don't actually have a load the asset create material. So this again could be something or other. This is like asset get file or something like that. Battery low, please charge now. Just a second. Hello, Beansy. So what is this really? We don't really need offset till here, do we? So maybe we'll have a little thing called asset. Asset get file. And I guess it needs a source path string. Turns. Actually, if we get the file and it's a pointer, it'll close that file. Maybe it won't. Does the file, when we go OS create, does this return open? Open internal file allocator. So it uses an allocator. I'm hoping that this file asset create file, maybe, whoops. So could we just grab all this? Source path. We need this to return the file and a time. Return nil 0. Like that. And then otherwise return file if the file exists, source m time equals source stat dot modification time. Otherwise, what are we doing with this? Oh, this is when we create the file. Okay. Where was I? Where were we? What are we doing? Source m time. Okay. Remember to close the file after use. So we can say asset create file material dot source path, and we can say source modification time and file and source modification time equals the asset create file of the source path. Nice. Yeah, we don't really need that comment there. Bada boom. So now we could try creating the thing. We'll try creating a thing. Test model equals thing, and then we can say asset create material. In fact, this should probably happen in the GLTF loader. We go material. Where's the little material? We load mesh from primitives. Does this do the material? Mesh.materials load material. Then down here, we asset create material. No, that's not going to be how that works. We'll just create one. Asset create material. Send in the test model dot meshes 0 dot material. Crash or no crash? Pinetree.dj asset. It wrote a file. Oh, we didn't close. After all that talk, we didn't actually close the file. We need to defer. os.close the file. Okay. Odin is fun. I gave up with innovative languages though. I reverted back to C after months of doing Jai. Is that right? Why did you go back to C after Jai? Jai seems pretty cool. I went back to C because I didn't know enough to move on to Odin. But now I'm like, now I'm pushing through. I'm like, I was like, I don't think I should use Odin until I understand why someone would bother to make Odin. You know what I mean? Okay. Now we need a asset load material. Procedure. And what does it need? When we load the texture, it's great language, but I guess I'm too stupid. Yeah. I know what you mean, man. Okay, we've got this asset load and we've got a partial case. Maybe we should do this. Case.material. And we could just follow the conventions. Return assets load material. We probably need the source path. We probably need the asset file. Oh, the header and the offset. Okay, because that's like, this comes bundled with some check is asset current. So this is in the loader. I think we'll just skip this for now and just do a direct asset load material. It's going to be annoying though because I'm going to have to... Oh well, that's pretty straightforward on the load. Let's get the source path, string, the file. We'll get the, call it the asset file, makes it simpler. Stop file. Battery low. So this can return a material and a bool. Okay. So don't worry about the offset for now. Because I got this thing where you do is current and it loads the header and then checks the thing, and I'm like, well, if we've already loaded the header, then just send that back and then send it into the load with the asset header. Okay. Yeah, I found that when I came to Odin from C, I was like, yo, Odin looks cool, looks really cool. And then it was like, how do you use it? It's like, well, you just use it. I'm like, well, how do you? It's like, you just already know how to do all the programming, right? You've used C for many years. I'm like, no. So let's get the asset header. How do we do that? So we kind of need to do this. Source path. I like source path better. Okay, so we can do an asset is current in here. We could just simplify this. Asset is current, and we need the source path. And this returns a thing. Okay, maybe that's better. Header, okay, equals this. If okay. We need to say material asset. Okay, yeah, equals asset read data. boom, we send in, we ask for the material asset type, we send the asset file in, and the offset is the size of an asset header in. Okay, so that needs to be maybe cleaner. Okay. Let's say material asset okay. Read okay. If read okay, we have the material asset. So does this sends back that, but okay. Okay, so offset plus, we don't even have the offset. We say offset equals size of asset header. Send in the offset. Offset plus equals size of the material asset. Expected, yeah, my bad. So we don't really need this offset. Now we're going to say load the images, load the textures. So we've got the material asset. Let's just now say log sent material asset loaded sent hash v material asset, and we'll see what happens there. So we've gone and created the asset material, and now we can say assets load material, and source path is well, that's going to be a little trickier, but it is it doesn't actually have a source file. Maybe all we need really is source genie res models pine tree.glb, because that's really the file we care about. Asset file. Oh, what? This doesn't need a file, does it? Do I have to do some manual workarounds here? File equals asset get, just create file. Is current. Let's just say the test model source. So I have to keep writing this thing out. Asset is current, and that leaves us a header. That's not kind of what we need, is it? Asset load texture. It's through the asset load again. Okay. Return asset load material source path asset file, the header and the offset. So we'll go through the other way. Go the long way. So this return material bool, expected to return values got 1. Okay. Return this true. Offset plus equals size of. What? Cannot assign to offset, which is a procedure parameter. Oh yeah, okay. Now what? Expected to return values got 1. Assets load material. Okay, let's just choose this, chill that out. Oh, asset. Cannot assign value asset load materials to asset file offset or material to image in return. Why is it think it's an image? Really thinks that I want to return an image. I return a material. Is this some generics thing? This returns an image. Because load texture returns image. Yeah, but this is generic. What's this got to do with this one? These are different cases, right? Save me. Save me from my own ignorance. So this is of type T. In textures we load asset load image. Boom, that goes in there. It sends in the type ID. Isn't that like sort of pass through-y? Doesn't that kind of pass through it? Can I not do this generic way? Surely. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. Well, maybe I'll just do away with this function. And load directly. In which case we're still sending in the header. And instead of asking for the file, we just get the file. Because we got this thing called get, oh, we got create file, don't we? Asset path this. We got the source path. That's all we really needed. These 3 lines. Load material. We can get rid of the asset file. We still check the header. we're just going to have to change the call and textures. Assets, asset load texture. So it needs the source path. Oh, sorry, what is the difference? Source path header. Oh, if there's none of this. Assets, load texture. Okay, offset is missing. Size of header. I guess we don't really need it. We should calculate that in the function, shouldn't we? Offset equals size of asset header. I mean, all of this, yeah, could be bundled. Meh, I don't know which way is best. And get rid of that. Don't worry about the offset. Same with this, don't worry about the offset. Okay, now Genie can go, I guess this header asset current equals asset is current. If asset current, then asset load material, the test model source, the header. Okay, so this stuff would be inside the model loader or whatever. Okay, so let's see how far we get before we crash. Okay, found asset at source Denny, Pine Tree DJ asset, source mod time, blah, blah, blah. Material asset loaded, name tree, albedo factor 111, factor 111, has albedo true, 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 false, offset 0, 0, 0, 0. So there's something going on wrong there. Crash. What happened? Oh yeah, it's this free thing. So how do I check for that? How do I check for that? Let's go into the assets. Let's actually do this in raddbg. In assets, so in create material, here, run, okay. Continue. Where are we at? We're just running. Where are we at, friend? Main thread, hidden exception, access violation. Sorry, what? We building? We're building. And we're running. So why the access violation? Well, let's do it this way then. So we create material. Offset 0 header. The header looks good. Source time looks real. Asset write data offset equals 24. That looks good. The C string name is tree. Material asset offset plus equals the offset. We wrote the material asset. Offset equals the offset. Oh, that's the problem. Your types image struct data U8 the core factory with generic factory T struct. Because load T, what? We need to set all these before we write this. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So we need to like write the textures first. That's going to be hard. So we've got this like header takes up this much. And then this is the asset. But if we've already written the material asset, these albedo offsets, we don't know until after. So we actually need like we want a material asset. Yeah. We can't, how do we go back? You ask for factory data image ball turn create asset. It's too complicated for me, sir. How do we go back? Oh, I guess what we could do, yeah, we could write all these things, write the data, we write all these out, and then we go back again, and we go, offset equals size of asset header. We return to the material asset and override it. And then we can say asset write data again. Write over it again. We need to go back and write the texture offset values into the material asset. Will it work? Okay, so we go f10 ... We wrote these. And then the offset equals this, which should be 24 again. And then we write this, and then we close and we close. And we continue, and we get a lovely thing that says, oh, yo, let's read it. Let's read it together. Material asset loaded. Material assets. Tree, metallic factor 1, 1, has albedo, has normal, has rough. Albedo map offset 96. Normal map offset 41, color map offset 0. Boom. How do you debug the undebuggable? So we got to here, material asset loaded. Now we just need to if material asset dot has albedo, load albedo. Now the load texture, assets load texture. So this comes from here. We just need this bit. Asset read data of a texture asset at the asset file offset. And if okay, offset plus equals size of a texture asset. Ooh. Image OK equals image load from asset, asset file, texture, asset, offset. So it's at the very end of the offset. At the very end of the texture asset comes the texture. Boom. Or we need to say offset equals material asset dot albedo map offset. Image load from texture. So we've created the texture, but we still need to like create the texture and upload it. Texture load. And we don't want to texture load from image. We just want to do this. I guess we can say material, matte, material. This is really how we want to spend our time. Voilan's game dev journey. Map.albedo map equals texture load from image. The image Man, this is dense. This is chilly denser. How do you like using Odin? Haven't gotten around to trying things out. Any things you dislike about the language? The only thing I dislike about the language, really, is just like some of the deeper things, like raw pointer, raw data, multi-pointer. I just think it'd be cool if I could find a little bit more. Sometimes you're like on the overview and you're like, multi-pointer. This is a multi-pointer. That's all the information in the world. It's not, there's probably more, but you kind of like, oh, what's this particular thing? And then you look around, and I bought the Odin book, the Carl Zelinsky Odin book. Learned some things. Nah, pointers are good. The pointer stuff is fine. It's the way that it interacts with C, like arrays and things like that. Because those things are built for interacting with foreign code. And when you're using Odin, you're using a lot of C interactions. So it's not so much the pointers. Pointers are good. How far through this do we get now? Did we get any information? Error image load from asset error bytes read equals asset. Okay. Load from asset error. Load from asset. So that wasn't very helpful. Texture load from image. Where was that called from? after the material thing. Is it to do with this line? No. Load, image load from asset. Okay, so that's the problem here. We don't want an image load from asset. Texture asset and the offset. Oh. Yeah, why doesn't this work? Offset plus equals, oh whoops, I went over it too fast. So the offset is 128. So the size of the texture asset plus the size of the material asset. So we load in here P profile start, whatever pixel buffer. Data size. That's just a crazy number. So this texture asset looks bad. Did we have a problem loading the texture asset? This is what's crazy about the offsetting. Odin, what is this? Odin! A programming language. Okay, so offset is the size of the header. We read the material asset. Okay, let's just... Is the material albedo map offset? That's not quite right, is it? I think we're loading the wrong values. The material asset and the offset. That looks like it is. So embed texture at the offset. Oh, is this me trying to be fancy with this? Probably. Well, let's find out by printing texture asset OK. If OK, log the albedo. Oh, look, it worked. Albedo texture asset. Looks good. We got good data. Data size. We're doing it. Oh ho ho. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if we go Genie Odin and we can say material test equals asset create material. Oh. Mat material mat equals asset. What is this? Material bool. Okay. Ah, dang you. Okay. Oh wait, was that okay? If okay, we'll call this mat okay. If the mat okay, then text equals let's say loaded material albedo. Well, let's just, yeah, albedo, whatever. Albedo, which is a pointer to a texture. Text equals loaded material albedo equals matte dot albedo map. Texture 2D, my bad. Loaded material albedo. And then this is going to be confusing because it's the same as the one before. We'll see if we're actually loading the texture. It's getting to the GPU. We crash. Okay. Let's try that again. So we get this far, we get this far. If asset current, matte okay, true, matte equals some sort of no data. Oh, am I never assigning the actual? Oh, I'm returning. I'm returning nothing. Come on, baby. D. Matte looks good. Continue. We're drawing the material. There it is. I know it looks like how it looked before, but this is a loaded texture from the asset. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. If I change this to matte dot normal map, will this work? It doesn't like it. Oh, that's because I never loaded it and set it in the asset manager. Assets. So this sort of thing is like annoying. Material has normal. Load normal. Normal. Texture asset equals body, blah, 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 blah. If image okay, map. Normal map. Why is it still, what? Do we get to here? We do. Source path, Pine Tree GLB, it's RGB8. Why does it look like the wrong thing? Oh, did I save? Oh, that's confusing. Create material. Normal map. Weird. Am I doing something bad? Offset equals the normal map offset. Oh, sorry. I'm having... Sup, dude? Think it's promising? Lazy invim. Oh, yes. You know what? I think that's the hardest. I don't know, pointers that easily cause issues in C++. Pointer causing issues. I think the hardest thing in programming is setting up the environment. The building. Why am I getting the normal texture asset? It's because I'm reusing names. Normal texture assets. Uncompressed RGB. It's a different thing. It's 3 channels. Oh, the image. A beta texture asset. Yes, that's 4 channels there. The data size is that. Yeah. Image data loaded from asset. Yeah. Image loaded from asset. Texture already loaded. Oh, that's the problem there. Okay, that's the problem there. Because this is like... It's looking at the source path. And we don't really want that. We're just going to skip it. There we go. There's the normal map. Oh, that looks funny because of the way IMGUI's drawing it. So we need a better way to... Oh, the image... In this, it should be the image load from asset, image source path instead of source path. Where is the texture asset? That doesn't, we don't store a name, do we? Maybe we should. Oh, this is probably not important right now. We'll get there. Okay, so how can we boil this down? We want to, we've got this asset embed texture. We want asset load embedded texture. Setting up the environment is probably number 1 frustration. Think about this. You're writing this kind of thing and you're like, man, this is so like rudimentary asset stuff. This is not game dev. But then I get so into it. So we need a texture asset file and an offset basically. Oh. A file. And an offset. And return a texture to the pointer. You know, when I was in just new like C# and I was trying to learn C++ and I was like, what? Learning about pointers, I was like, what is a pointer? And then all these videos like, this is what a pointer is. 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 It's a memory address. It's a point to a memory address. This is what a pointer points to a memory address. It's a memory address. It's like a house, and this is the address, and the value lives at the address, and that's what a pointer is. I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it, but I don't. I get what a pointer is, but I didn't get why a pointer is. Because you're in C#, you're in some high-level language, and you just pass everything, and everything's just a reference, right? Like, you pass a value, and then you just operate on it, and you're like, why would you even need a pointer? What is the point of a pointer? And then it was like, oh, in lower-level languages, everything's passed by value. So you're making copies. So if you want to operate on something that's not within your scope, you need a pointer. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It wasn't until I did it myself. There's like so many videos. It's a pointer to a memory. All these graphics of like, this is a neighborhood, and these are the houses, and this is the mailbox, and the pointer is the address. And you're like, okay, thanks. Sorry. A lot of passion. Load asset, load embedded texture. What's the point of a pointer? Yeah, exactly. Oh, we need to read the, if okay, we just need to do like that. And we need the texture asset, and we need the asset file, and the offset. And then we can do away with all this. Get it down to a few lines of code. Did I copy that over before I did this? No. Offset plus equal size of texture asset, image, okay. Offset. So you need an offset equals offset, and then, oh come on man, who wrote this? Image.sourcePath equals, the source path thing is source path. Man, that's annoying. Image okay. Okay, as it load thing, source path, texture, blah de blah. So we need like error handling and stuff. Boom. Oh, all these things are the same. Maybe this line should go in there as well. Then we don't need that. To just return nil, no message. So we can just say that. Boom. And this should probably give back an okay as well. Boom, down to 2 lines. If material has roughness, metallic rough, then this, metallic rough. Yes. Back to YouTube, back to Odin, back to the beginning. Back to the beginning of Daisy Trains. We need another season. What happened? We got some issues, actually. Oh, I just set albedo map on everyone? Okay. Metallic rough map. Color mask. in a burnout, which come with physical pain and mental fatigue. It's been 3 months. Yes, we did it. Thoughts, Cephix. This is better than Daisy Trains, eh? I feel like is this playlist real short and just going round and round? Oh, it is real short. Playlists, select all, delete. Oh, Latin Lounge. How do I keep going? Well, first of all, you take like 2 months off. Move country, have a total mental breakdown. Yeah. Are you just hearing birds? Oh wait, is the music on? Yeah, it is. We need some bird sound. The cool thing about the material loader is that it's not even useful. There's no music. What, you've got no music? This whole time. Device, streaming. Oh, you've just been hearing, I've been just sitting here like, getting real. You got music now? Oh my gosh. Bleep, 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 bleep. Dun, 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 dun. Any music yet? That is a real natural energy stream. Oh my gosh. Dude, I've been here getting all pumped up. It's been like, there we go. Does it not like this because there's a potential return? Instead of this, should it be the type of tea? Probably won't give me any errors now, but there was a potential of returning the wrong type. Yeah, this is the Latin Lounge. Pretty cool though. The binary loader, the binary asset material loader, and saver. Can you hear Chile in the distance in the deep background? She goes out there and barks and it like echoes across the whole valley. Man, it's warm. It's a beautiful day. I don't know what I'm in here doing writing about binary load lifters. I can't see what the time is, sir. What is the actual time? Oh, we've only done 2% dropped frames. That's pretty good. Oh, it was Chili's birthday yesterday. She turned 3 on Guy Fawkes. Perhaps assets should be within their own files. The plan is, well, I was trying to get back into daisy chains, and I was just horrified at the state of the project, and like the tools were really driving me crazy. I was like I'd made it in a way that was like, it didn't know what the files were within the project. You had to include them but remove them from the build and do the Unity build, and honestly just, I made a change, I got to change it to 2 files. I was like, I'm just gonna do a little experiment. I'm just gonna kick back, do a little Odin thing. And I was like, I went back into some of this like core, how when we did RoboMo, like the frame limiter like broke the project and all that clock stuff was wrong, and so it's just like I just go into the core and write a bit of the core in Odin and just see what happens. Oh, the little one, the littlest of ones. Little one is we're 2/3 of the way. Lou is super pregnant. Oh, so I was like freaking out. We came back to New Zealand. I was freaking out. I was like, dude, I can't be doing this. I gotta ship a game. We gotta make something happen. We didn't make a game. And then I was like, you know what? No, we're just gonna lock in, go low level, rewrite the whole project from scratch in Odin. That's what we gotta do, buddy. Yeah. So here I am writing and all this that I've been doing today and yesterday, this asset loading is because when we shipped RoboMo, it was like all the models were just in the directory. Like you just open them in Blender. This is going to pack them into binary in some special way that only the engine knows how to unpack them. So there'll just be a file.pack or something. I'm doing this for you, FX, man. I'm doing it for you, bruh. And actually, Odin is sweet. Odin is like giving me joy. So I'm like, perhaps this is for the best. Maybe. Could be a huge mistake, but yeah. So we got a material asset, and then we got to repeat all these steps for models, for mesh asset. That's it, mesh asset, and then model. So this is a mesh primitive that is defined by its material. That doesn't need a question mark. It needs an exclamation point. This is now good. Ooh. When we did that, we loaded this material info. Oh yeah, it did. It loaded a vector 4 back in like bada bing. How have you been, man? I've been seeing some of your work pop up. Looking good. So this mesh vertex. And indices. Why does that button not work anymore? Mesh asset. Ooh. VAO. We don't need VAO. We don't need to save those. Those get generated. We need a material asset. So here's the thing. We've just like built a whole way to write a material asset, but we don't actually want that. Do we want it all embedded? Yeah, we kind of do. So now we've got this material asset loader and creator. We actually want to do it embedded, not with a header. Nice. No problem. This needs... Maybe we'll put the material at the end. Well, whatever. We're going to need a bounding... the bounding box. What is miss? Oh, it's this data. This is good. So we're going to just have vertices. Vertices offset. Is this all we need? Some int. And then we just have a whole bunch of mesh vertices just printed. Is this just going to be... Can we just print them? Boom, tangent, color, position, normal, text chord. Just write them. Right. Oh, these songs are just from Artlist. They're just production music songs. Legal. We're probably going to need vertices. Can you hear that? Bip, 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 bip. Bip, 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 bip. That's a kingfisher. Should we just store the local transform? And the primitive type? This is going to be so easy. Oh, is it? Beep, 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 beep. Hey, doggies. Hey, doggies. They're panting. They're so hot. Come here, Mr. Buddy. Come here, big boy. Come here, buddy boy. They've been loving the ocean. They've been loving the ocean. They're getting braver in the waves. Bip, 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 bip. A bip, 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 bip. Maybe I want to... Oh, there's so much already in here. Well, I guess these test asset things can probably go away. Dog, 2 dogs. Where are they? Let me go get them. No, busy. Yeah, busy. You're the ball. Oh, where's he gone? Oh, there are. Where's he gone? There's another dog, but he's wily. He's a wily coyote. Asset is current asset, create file, asset load. I think this needs to be in here. I think we go mesh, create asset, procedure. Oh, this reminds me of RoboMo. Mesh, source path string. So asset load material, asset create material. So so we need to get the file source m modified time asset create file source path defer os.close the file offset equals 0. Why am I rewriting all this? I don't know. Header. Oh, we don't have OS. That's one dog. Oh. See if I can get the other dog. He's a bit wily. Hey, hey, Steve. Hey, Mr. Oh, he's a little cheeky, this one. Oh, get up there. Come on, that one. Yes. Hey, Mr. Booty Boy. Mr. Boy. Good boy. Move this little fluffer. Yeah, he's a good boy. Who's my good boy? He wants to escape. Yeah, yeah. Oh, the bird sounds. Yeah, true. I'm living Robo-Mow now. There's like grass I gotta mow and stuff. We got the funniest little mower. It's like a push mower. Asset right data, undeclared name. Why no asset right data? Oh, because it's private. I made it private. I was like, no one's ever gonna need to use this. It's like the chopped and screwed the yeah, not electric. It's like a little thing and you push it. It's a beauty. Write the header. This is going to be of type mesh. Make Robo-Mow in real life. There is a Robo-Mow in the neighborhood. We found it. The dogs hate it. Mesh asset. Mesh asset. Okay, so how's this going to work? We're going to need a mesh assets equals mesh asset. Yeah, they wanted to kill it. Oh, doggies, it's too hot. Chili found out how to escape from the property. It's all like fenced. And we went out for a couple of hours. And then the neighbor called and she was like at their door. She had like jumped up through a fence and then through the slats. Cheeky little devil. Basco's bad, man. We take him up for a walk. It's got a really long, there's a really long driveway up to the road. It's like, I don't know how far it is. It's far. And I took them up for a walk and I turned around and then Basco was just gone. And then he was like out the driveway, over the road in someone else's property. I was like, bruh, you're not allowed off the leash anymore. Count equals mesh dot the len vertices. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, they can all be ints. Why not just use int? Cannot type int to i32. It's... Dude, I changed it. Oh, what did I change? Why are you being so slow? Must have been annoying. One of the guinea pigs jumped out of his cage, followed me around the house while I was half asleep in the morning and went outside. I know, man. They're crazy how they do that. Like the other day, I opened the boot of the car to get something, the trunk, open the trunk of the car to get something, open the trunk, grab the thing, close the thing, walking off. I'm like, where's Chili? Chili had without me even seeing her, jumped into the trunk. I closed it without even seeing her in there. Dangerous. Wily dogs. Okay, asset crate. Okay, we don't need that. So do you still think there's an error here? No. Okay, mesh asset. I guess we can just do vertices count dot. Indices count. Basket. Silly boy. And then we need the, what else is on the mesh asset? Vertices count, vertex offset, we don't know. The local transform equals the mesh dot local transform, and the final thing, which I already forgot, primitive type. Primitive mesh dot primitive type. Index count. Dun, 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 dun. I just had to put more chicken wire up across the fence. Okay. What are we doing? Now we need to write the header initial. Or we don't need to write the header initially. We could just move forward the size of the header of the asset. So we say offset plus equals size of the mesh asset. I think that was a sheep. Bah! And then vertices. Mesh asset dot vertices offset equals offset, and then vertices size equals size of equals mesh dot I guess we say mesh asset dot vertices count times the size of a mesh vertex. Is that legit? And then we just print the raw data. So we say asset write data, type ID is no, it's not that simple. Because we're not just writing a type in, we're just writing some random data. Okay, so we kind of need to do it manually. Bytes written error equals os dot write at the file. The bytes, we got to do a raw pointer of mesh dot vertices, and this offset is the offset. Wait, but that doesn't know how much to write. We need a... Oh, we need to do the slice from bytes. This is annoying, isn't it? Pointer is the raw pointer of the data, of the mesh dot vertices. 0? Yes. Okay, so that's the first vertex, and then the slice data equals data slice equals slice dot bytes from pointer of the pointer. We don't have slice in this file probably. Core slice. And the size is the vertices size. And then we can send in the data slice. And this wants an I64 for some reason. Okay, if error equals os.none, here none, then log writing vertex data error. There we say offsets plus equals bytes written. Mesh asset dot indices offset equals offset. I think this is right. Indices. Oh, one too many tabs, line 538541. Oh, I think things have moved on. Oh, are you talking about this? Oh, this one. Is that a thing we can do to create some this needs to be a function maybe? Do we send in a raw pointer? I guess it's similar to this. No friend of mine. Because I guess if you want to do like, you want to scope this stuff so you can reuse the variables names. And it's all the same stuff, except change a few things around. Oh, we also want to store this vertices offset equals offset. Oh, we are storing it. Yeah, my bad. And then we want indices. Bop. indices size, indices count, indices size, offset bytes written, bing. Yeah, and then so we've written the mesh data, and now we just need to go write the mesh assets. So we go offset equals size of the asset header, return to header end, and then assets write data mesh asset file. The data is the mesh asset. Boom. I thought this would be terrible streaming material, but actually it's quite fun. Genie.Odin. Okay. Oh yeah. Dynamic arrays. Okay, so we should be able to say test model okay. We can say asset create. Oh, did I say mesh create asset? And send in the test model.mesh is 0. And the test model source. Does this write us a new file? Assets pinetree.tj asset. Oh, that's overridden the material asset. Two allocations not freed. At what line? 95. Pixel buffer. Oh. Why were these not called before? So the pixel buffer does what? Or is this something where I'm just not freeing them? Dun, dun, dun. That's the problem, I guess. Oh, and we also want to save the material. But now this asset well, this still seems to be working. So what's going on here? Are we then overriding it with the material asset? I think that's what's happening. Because the material and this are getting the same name from the source path. So if I switch this down to that, the material should fail to load. Whoa. The material asset. So it's coming and it's some weird. Okay, so it's opened it. And we should just check that if header dot asset type does not equal dot material, return this and false. Do return false. So that should Yeah, okay, so this is not a thing now. This makes sense. Nice. Do you have an engineering degree? If so, what was your favorite science besides computer science, chemistry, physics? I don't have any degrees, unfortunately. I have no higher education other than a cooking certificate. But I did spend sort of 15 to 20 years doing video and visual effects and stuff like that. So I guess visual effects would be my other favorite. There's some engineering in there. I wasn't very engineering though. I was more kind of on the art side of things. But it's sort of, I like wherever tech meets art. That's my vibe. Systems. Dun, dun. Do you have an engineering degree? Man, okay. It's been a good stream. I feel like this has been a good old stream. Do I write the model? Okay, let's do mesh load asset. I know I'm doing this all in a weird way. So what do we need to load? We need and a header, which is an asset header. Return a mesh and a bool. Return false. Yeah. Great stream. Hoping to get into computer science engineering. Oh, yeah, it's been good times. I was a bit like, but we've been on Starlink and I was on Wi-Fi and I just couldn't handle streaming. And then anytime I plugged in the router to the computer, the internet didn't work. And I was like, man, I was trying different cables and all this stuff and pulled out my network card from some other thing that was not related. And then it ended up like plugging the Starlink into a laptop and it just worked. And I was like, oh, it's the cable. And then I plugged it in and it wasn't the cable. It was just like some IP, some DNS thing was not on automatic or something. Change that, boom. And now, I mean, it's not super juicy, but we get about 6K upload. Just enough to have a stable stream at 1080. Good enough. Mesh of type mesh. Return the mesh. And maybe return true. Okay. If header.asset type does not equal dot mesh, do return false. Okay. It's always DNS. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. Starlink's pretty good. I mean, it only dropped out once, but that was like a global issue. Dun, 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 dun. So we need these 3 lines to get the asset path, file path to a short stem source path. Oh, we need file path. This is annoying that we need to get all these things. But kind of convenient that Odin is just so nice with its loading and its things. Oh, we need format as well, my bad. Okay, so we get the thing. Then we get the mesh asset. Mesh asset, okay, equals asset read data and mesh asset asset file in the offset. If read OK, read OK. Now, why is offset here? Is this some me making shadowed variables? Offset plus equals the size of mesh asset, and then we need to do load the stuff. And according to my calculations, we have a vertices count. How do you load raw data into a dynamic array? I guess we try and extract it. So it was the vertices. I guess we just go straight to offset equals mesh asset dot. Let's just log the mesh assets loaded mesh asset, and let's see how far we get. Linear algebra and vector. I mean, I like what they do. I don't understand a lot of it, but I like what they do. Error write vertex data unknown. Okay, we did get a error write vertex data on error write vertex data. Vertices size, yeah, data slice, bytes written, bytes written is that many? Oh, I must have done something weird here. Entities, the size of, mesh vertex. This is not right. That should be a U32, right? Mesh, where are you, mesh? Mesh. It's a U32. Okay, that should be better. Oh, exciting. You're actually going to learn it. Yeah, I wish I knew a bit more about the math side of things. Okay. Did we load anything? Ooh. There's some image unload stuff going on. Sometimes it unloads the images. Don't know why. Okay, let's just make sure we're not creating this material asset at all. Okay. Oh, come on, man. Are we getting here? Are we getting here? I think we are getting... Oh, we never call mesh load asset? Really? Oh, we need to do this whole thing. I guess we can just steal that one. break. Seem to be doing great for someone who doesn't know much math. Yeah. Oh, yo, look, we loaded. Mesh asset loaded. Vertices count, vertices offset. Indices count, indices offset. The matrix, the 0, 0, 0 doesn't look good. Primitive triangles looks good though. Why is the transform 0, 0, 0, 0, sir? Yeah, I was seeing a thing that like create learning this is all zeros. Why is it all zeros? Maybe we're just not getting it properly. We're not even using it anyway. Okay. It's correct. It's wrong, but it's correct. That learning programming is I read a thing I was like saying that language skills help more than mathematics skills. Thing is, like, I don't know, like, whenever I'm like, oh, how do you get the angle of the thing? Oh, you do the cosine and the sine. I don't know, I don't retain the knowledge because I'm like, oh, there's functions that do it, and it's like ChatGPT is like a bigger calculator. It's just like a mathematics. One thing it does know quite well is like math. I mean, I think so. I wouldn't know. All right, we've loaded the mesh asset. Load the stuff. How do we load the stuff? This is the thing that's kind of annoying, is we need to load. It's wrong. It's correct. Yeah. That's kind of, it's a better place to be than it's wrong and incorrect. Dun. Asset right multi-data. Texture load from image load from assets. This does this kind of thing. We need to do something like this. We need to say buffer equals make I don't actually know how to do this because it's a dynamic array. So does that mean we need to append every value to it? It could. Let's try this. Vertex buffer. Make a thing of U8s. So this is just like bytes. An array of a slice of bytes. That is the mesh asset dot vertices count times the size of a mesh vertex. Defer, delete, vertex buffer. It's been a long time, ladies. How goes it, man? How are you? You're the myth. You're the magic. It's good to see you. What's been happening? Bytes read error equals os.read at the asset file, vertex buffer, the I64 offsets. We've read the, and then for in mesh asset dot vertices count 0 dot dot less than mesh vertices count. Mesh dot vertices dot we append, we do it the other way. This is a functional thing. And here we need to, like, a lot of things happen way out of stream. Started developing my game. There's a whole bunch of people. So, can we get the vertex equals vertex buffer 0, say I times size of mesh vertex? Is this right? So each, because this is just a byte, but we need to step along a mesh vertex each time. Oh. And we need to cast this to a mesh vertex. This is some transmute thing. Can't cast as mesh vertex. Can we do like cast mesh vertex? Mesh vertex from U8. Can we do like transmute? One versus 64 bytes. Oh, do we? Grab the slice. Grab a slice. $16. Okay, so we can say index start equals I times the size of a mesh vertex. Then index end equals I index start plus the size of a mesh vertex. Index start index end. Come on, man. Index start size of a mesh vertex. Damn you. I might need help with this one. Toy car battle arena. Nice. Could be good. What are you using to make it? What am I doing wrong when trying to pull a mesh vertex out from a byte array? Start index. Expect the next value with the exact same size as mesh vertex. You can't transmute a slice directly. Here's the fix. Append vertices slice.reinterpret. Is that real? Sometimes it just hallucinates stuff. That's real code. Wow. Is that real code? Godot. Yeah, no, totally, man. I just did a little Godot experiment myself, and after doing all this low-level stuff, I've decided that Godot is well made and has lots of cool stuff. So vertices, data, tangent. Oh, these look like real things. These look like real data. Look at that, brah. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, you know what we should maybe just do? Do we, when we load the... Oh, we are just sending them in one by one. Could you just, instead of appending, alternative approach? Well, I don't want to do that. Would it be more efficient to resize the dynamic array, then copy the data or something? Yeah. Yes, it would be more efficient. Yeah, the C++ thing. Yeah, I was like getting there. I was like doing some stuff. But it's this weird thing where you're like writing in GD scripts and you're just like, yo, I just write some stuff. Woo-hoo. And then you're like, oh man, it's really slow. So like, oh, you got to write a system and do the thing. Read directly. Is this crazy? Offset equals mesh, resize, mesh.vertices. This vertices size equals this. What? Okay. Dum, 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 dum. And then vertex slice. Slice bytes from pointer raw data mesh vertices. This seems confusing. I kind of like my way better because I understood it. How about we do else log? Let's try using a slice. Loaded vertices. And then we're going to say percent hash v, and then we're going to go dot dot dot, and we're going to say can I say mesh.vertices? Oh, whoa, I don't want them all. I just want thing to like 5. Can I just write a few of them just to show that we're getting them? Hey, look at that. Haha, loaded vertices. GGG. Maybe we'll just get like 2 of them. Did it, and then a dot 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 on there to show that, yeah. Tangent, color. How cool is that though, bruh? GD script for non-critical performance things. Yeah, I mean the UI system in Godot was one part that I was like, oh man, It's so good. You just build some boxes and connect up all the buttons and things, and it works really well with GDScript. The UI, man. I don't know how to do UI. But look at this, man. Have you ever seen a language that just prints a struct like that? A low-level language. Okay, so this resize dynamic array, and then get total bytes, and then slice the dynamic array, and then read. Oh, okay, read into slice. So the slice is a look into the dynamic array. Ding, ding. I should go eat something. It's been fun streaming though. Even though we're like so, like nothing on screen, just coding. Come on, man. I need you to do better than that. Load the indices. What happened? Did we crash? Where are we? Unhandled exception. What? Why is this all looking so crazy? Okay. Panic. Why are we panicking? What's panicking? Who's panicking? Is it in here that we're panicking? Mesh.indices offset equals 840 thing, resize indices count, indices size. Indices. Why is that so? Oh yeah, that's bytes. Oh. Some close the asset file. What's going on there, bud? Why would that crash? Did we forget to close a file? Oh no. Error reading vertex data end of file. Okay, is that because it wasn't there? Error reading vertex data end of file. It's because of these. I guess we don't need bytes read. We can just do that. indices, error. Error reading vertex data nil. What happened? You can actually write Odin for Godot, can't you? Thought you could use it for GD extension. So we are creating the asset, and we're going to load the asset. What's happening? So do we log the assets? We've got that. Mesh vertices to offset. This has got a limit of that. Okay, that loaded those. Oh, there's something in here. Again, I did the same copy paste issue. Yeah, loaded indices. 12, da-da-da. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo, yo. Let's do like 12 of these and not print any vertices and just see we get the indices. Best print ever. Yeah, the percent %V is so good. Loaded indices. Oh, you can do like this and be like, just, will this just print them out side by side? Yeah, loaded indices. Dot, dot, dot. Scooby dooby 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 doo. Godin. Super work in progress. Oh. I thought you could write GD extensions with it. So there is, okay, so we're managing to load the mesh data. We're managing to load the material data, which is pretty cool, except we've made the material save down to its own thing. C like C++. Yeah. Stay safe. So we're going to need to embed the materials. What else needs to happen in a model? Dynamic meshes, bounding box, name and source path. I mean, you know, I'm going to keep working on it, but I think I'll kill the stream there. It's been 3.5 hours. We dropped 2% of frames, which is pretty good for our little Starlink setup. It's good to be back. It's good to just jump on, no plan, do some stuff. What's the time? 3:08. Oh my gosh, it's the end of the day. We've just been doing it. Didn't do it all day. It's been good to be back. See some peeps. See some peeps. I'll just see if I can run that little visualizer one more time to get the juice going. Yes. Maybe one without the pine tree. Yeah, it's good to be back. I was a little like concerned that the game was over. Wow. Oh, the wavelengths. It's cool what you can make with debug shapes. You. Yo. Visualize, lies. Oops, that's that one. Oh, Alex is live. He was here earlier. It was funny. Back in the day when I was learning VFX, and we used to use Cinema 4D, and they've got a lot of cloner tools where you make instances of things and create these sort of visualizers like this, and come all the way to like building it from scratch. The most lamest effects. Oh, the time speed loop is funny. Glad the streams are back. Toasted noodle. Yeah, we're back. We're back. Yeah, I'm gonna now that I feel like it's stable, it's solid. I've got that, man. Honestly, the room we like this. It took so long to figure out the right way to put the desk and the couch, and like we painted the wall two times and painted the whole room, and it was like a whole thing. But I think we finally got the layout. We've got the couch. We've got the spare bed. We've got the desk. Things are starting to come together. It's really coming together. Blah, 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 blah. There it is. Is this like how VJ people, they just keep tweaking with things and creating parameters, and then before they know it, they got a thing? Yeah, we need dog cam. No, they're spread out. They're so tired. All right, I'm gonna go sort the rest of the day out, and yeah, we'll come to the Discord. I'll try to keep it quite regular. Stay regular. We'll stay regular on the stream. Yeah. Alright, guys.